invites Company 4 Best Up to the stage to provide the present.
It looks like blueberry. Just scone, I think. You have a little taste?
No, that's
I'll
fine.
break a piece off.
No, that's fine.
Sure?
Yeah, I was looking to is that scone or something?
It looks like it tastes like a scone.
Just leave it.
Yeah, it is. You want me to get you one?
No, that's fine.
Sure?
No,
It's just down there. So.
Yeah, I know where it is. Thanks.
Fair enough.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Ryan from BestUp. Nowadays, print media is dying. Everyone knows, everyone recognizes the trend. However, is online media better? Most of them nowadays, besides of China, they heavily rely on Facebook to do the publishing for the online media right now, because nowadays, everyone just open Facebook app. How long have you opened another media app? Except for Apple Daily, maybe in Hong Kong. But actually nowadays online media heavily rely on Facebook. However, the Facebook newsfeed algorithm just give them 5 to 10% reach rate to let them reach their fans. Anyone has managed Facebook fan page here? Any marketing expert here? What do you feel about the fan page? Okay, it's fine.
Sucks.
Frustrating, right? 5 to 10% reach rate. BestUp is an online media driven by the data technology. We found the secret. We are able to reach our Facebook fans 100 to 1000% of our fans. OpenRice recognize us, they cooperate with us. I'll give you an example here. One of our fan page, we only have 28,000 fans, followers, which means, however, we are able to achieve the organic reach for 230,000, which is 10 times leverage of our Facebook fans. And OpenSnap, very famous app in Hong Kong, a subsidiary of OpenRice, they share the same post with us. They have 1 million Facebook fans, but they have the same result with us. Exactly the same result, 1,500, 1 from 5K nice the engagement, which means they got 40 times larger user base than us, but they generate the same exposure, the same engagement with us, because we play around the Facebook algorithm. Why we can do this? Because we have basically, first step, we have a very smart machine that's crawling all over the world, the trending news, viral news, and the engaging stories from our social API and searching engines, and our tracker in different websites all over the world. So our editors, they have a lot of things to write. And we have a system that regenerates the content, and regenerates the title. And every time the publisher, after they publish the articles in our Facebook fans and our website, all the data will go into our machine to analyze again, to break down into seed views and viral views, and optimize the content again, to go back into our step one, to auto-spot the content. So basically, we are able to do that before publishing the article. Our in-house big data machine already can tell if that article can go viral for different interest communities. In 2 months' time, we have built different interest community now. For first month, the surf lover, we have 40K Facebook fans, and in our website, monthly unique visitor reach 400K. And we have built the surf lovers, girls, cat lovers, and we are still building other interest communities, and we are growing very fast. Just 2 months, we just have 2 editors using our own systems. We generate 120K Facebook fans in Hong Kong and 600K monthly unique visitors across different fan page, different interest communities. Google spot us because we use the Google Analytics to do the tracking. And the Google AdSense team, 1 month ago, they have already invited us to become their partner of putting the Google ad inside our website. And OpenRise New Media Group is for us, is seeking for cooperation. We just used 2 months' time to achieve this because we got a very different philosophy from the traditional media and other online media. We avoid to use the same content to send to everyone, to send to different interest groups. We try to avoid everything to everyone approach. And our technology, we focus on how to make, and we analyze how to make a message spread around, how to make, what kind of wordings, what kind of photo, and what kind of content people love to share. We call it how to go viral. Because nowadays content is cheap, which means I can easily just get the content everywhere in the world. Nowadays, you don't need to interview the celebrity because the celebrity will just give you the news in their fan page, in their Instagram, in their Weibo, every source, everywhere, and everyone can become a reporter now. So nowadays, content is cheap. We just focus on how to source the content and how to make the content go viral. And we analyze that virals always scale from a very small group of people. As long as there's a small group of people keep talking about, it can scale up. And actually, we are very powerful, and we are powerful than what you think right now. Imagine that if you got one message, if you got one idea you would like to spread out, using our machine learning, using our data technology, our editors are able to wrap the message into different language, and writing styles, and distribute through our social media channel for different interest communities in their language. And the message can reach them very effectively and penetrate effectively to them. And we see the message, and the readers read it without even ever notice, and even they share about it. So that's why we're powerful. We can create news, create trends, and even affect their mind. Our business model, native ad, we call it content as advertising. The traditional way of doing marketing, display ad, pop-up ad, banner ad, even TV ad, is no longer working because nowadays when you watch the TV, there's an ad come out, you will just check your Facebook, maybe you will do any other things. And if you see the banner ad or pop-up ad in the social media website, you will ignore them, you just delete it. Nowadays, everything you talk about content marketing, you need to branding or other marketer, they need to brand in their messages into the content of the social media provider. Display ad is no longer useful. Consumers, they only consume content nowadays. So nowadays, who master content, who master the fans, who master the consumers. This is the proven revenue model. BuzzFeed in the States, they used exactly the same revenue model. Their revenue generated from 2011 from $4 million to 2014, $120 million. And it's still going up. Because content marketing is a $300 billion industry in 2019, it's skyrocketing up. Because everyone knows traditional way of doing marketing is no longer effective. And now, just 2 months, we own 600K monthly unique visitors. All are mobile users because we heavily rely on Facebook right now. Our 75% traffic comes from our social source. And this is our competitor analysis. BestUp is actually in between media and advertising because we generate our content And we also have creative team to help the advertiser and marketer to generate the content and fit in our distribution channel. And the competition will only comes from the first taking the same approach with us. Where we had 2016 first quarter, we target to cover more than 1 million unique visitors in Hong Kong and 1 million monthly unique visitors in Taiwan. And we hope to raise our seed round capital next year, first quarter. And in the second quarter, we are able to set up the video team because now we're just doing article and expand into Southeast Asia. I'm Ryan, CEO, and my technical partner is Edward. We co-founded Cooper 9 months ago, which is the largest mobile coupon app in Hong Kong with more than 100K downloads, and even got features in the Apple App Store and got other potential partner, and we are successfully able to sell it last month with a local listed company, and the results will be announced next month. This is our previous session that Samsung CSL helped us to do a lot of strong promotion around Hong Kong for our previous style. So that's what's up. I'm Ryan. If you are interested to know more, I'm very happy to share with you. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Ryan. Regardless of money, anyone of you would like to try their service, be a partner of them, please raise up your hand. Hello.
My name is Adrian. I think I will try it because myself is an entrepreneur, and when I release my ad and whatever, I would like to use your service to, to let the world to know about it, to make it go viral in no time.
First of all, I actually missed out one important information. Yesterday, we just signed off a app provider to help them to do the viral marketing in Hong Kong through our distribution channel with more than 100K contract size.
So what's your revenue size? Like how much money they are making?
We just launched it 2 months, and our regular income now comes from Google. But of course, the Google assets that the money is not that big. But we have many beauty branding. They have already contacted us to do some we call it editorial. We have done few, and yesterday we signed up a client 100K, and so far our revenue is around 200K in these 2 months.
200K.
HKD.
Okay. Okay. And another question is, you have expansion plan, right?
Yes.
You didn't show it here, but they have it in here. You said you wanna go here. You wanna go to Taiwan afterwards, then Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia. I see a lot of similar market expansion plan. Start with Hong Kong, next go to Singapore. Always at Southeast Asia. My question is why not mainland?
We can do mainland, but just for a very easy stage for us, going into Southeast Asia is super easy for us because we just need to hire the local editors using our exactly same system. Because our system now heavily reconciled with Facebook. Because in China, we don't have Facebook, but we have WeChat. But of course, we can replicate again.
Yes, that's the thing. So I think for any other business, I can understand because you're more familiar with Hong Kong, maybe Southeast Asia is more similar. But for the thing you are doing, basically you try to generate the content which the reader will be more willing to share, right? If I say it
Exactly.
So basically you go into the biggest social network will be
Yeah, exactly.
Be the best test of your strategy, right? And anyway, so you know about this company in China called Toutiao.
Toutiao, Weibao.
Yeah.
They are more like the regular news generating app calling from the RSS reader calling from other.
Yeah, but in fact it's actually pushing, whatever based on your view, preference, right? They push whatever interests you, right? So this is something you would like to know and would like to share. Anyway, it's similar, right? It's also a lot of people they record the wrong, but basically they use content as kind of disguised advertisements and trigger people to spread. So it's not something new actually. Basically in mainland every day, a lot of people trying similar things. Of course, they create their own content. From what I'm saying, you are trying to search whatever content already there may be interested for people, interesting content for people to spread. So what I'm saying right now, okay, maybe you will be successful in Hong Kong, you will be successful in Taiwan, but all this market combined won't make you a huge company. So if you really want to make it big, why don't you just try out mainland? Don't wait until you conquer all the content on the country.
Yeah, makes sense.
Put it away now, right?
Yeah, makes sense.
If it works, then do it. If it doesn't, maybe you need to adjust your business model a bit.
Yeah, makes sense. Because a few days ago, there is an investor told the same story with us because they are Chinese is our mother language, and why not you just pop and play into the Chinese WeChat, Weixin to become a problem? Yeah, we would seriously consider. Yeah, it may be a good trend for us.
Ryan.
How do I answer?
Ryan, I'm a big believer in where you guys are going. Online media, driven by the data and of course the technology. 28,000 fans. I'm not quite sure, is that really an endorsement for you guys or not? But then again, you are a new company, right?
No, our total fans is 120K. For all the fan page added together.
Okay, 128, but you did say at the beginning 28,000.
Yeah, that was one of our fan page only.
Okay, so I was a little bit confused there about
Yeah, sorry about it.
28,000 fans, and then I saw that 28,000. And obviously you then compared yourselves with OpenSnap, that they had what, 1.1.
No, we don't compete. They find us for some cooperation actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like the links with Google, and the fact that you talked about how Google spotted you guys. I think that was very good. I guess again a key message there is everything to everyone, personalization. That's a big driver. You talked about, I guess, again the mobile first economy, and that's really driven certainly in China, here in Hong Kong. Again, one of my concerns is I know you, but I don't know your team. That's a little bit frustrating. Where's the slide on your team?
Yeah, I will show you again.
Is that,
Yeah. Sorry about it.
okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
that's
one.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, Ryan and Edward. Just
Exactly.
the two guys? Because last time Justin told us that he had 20 engineers and developers in way.
I'm sorry, we don't have that.
Oh, you don't have
We just
that,
have few
okay.
editors, 2 IT, and headed by Edward Chow and me myself. So we have less than 10 people. Sorry about this.
Okay, well that's okay, I'll forgive you.
Yeah. Later, give us a few months later, we will build 20 people here.
And I kind of felt the same way as Jing, because the elephant in the room is mainland China and WeChat. 570 million users, and it just seems strange. Why wouldn't you link in with those guys? Why? Ryan, why?
Yeah. No, because just for very easy execution, because our platform run perfectly with Facebook now.
Okay.
So, but we will investigate how to hack the WeChat to try to get it viral. Not really hack, we call it growth hack.
Yeah, you might
call it
want to hack
we call
WeChat.
it growth hack. Yeah.
Okay.
Try to analyze how to using because we don't have a lot of the data from China.
Okay, fair enough. And again, just as I have been with all the other presentations, I have to say I'm underwhelmed by the financial data. Underwhelmed. One slide. I mean, again, as an accounting firm, we're looking for a lot more data, Ryan. And of course, you just told me you're all into data, all into content.
I come from the investment bank before. I worked few years in the structured sales team.
Well,
At that time, we don't really care about a lot of data because the market keep running.
That's right.
And now, if I give you all the data, actually you may think this guy is actually bullshitting. I decided not to give you a lot of data, just give you some key data.
Ryan, you look like an honest guy to me. I wouldn't believe you.
I'm always honest to investor.
Thank you, Ryan. Derek?
Well, I won't start it with Ryan. I just had one simple question: is what does your product look like?
Sorry, my product.
What does it look like?
It's actually a lot of, it's like BuzzFeed. We have a mini-site website here.
Yeah.
Because the front page is not that important for us because it's a social media that people love spreading around our article. So it's just like.
So I want to try to visualize it. I think the audience would like to know as well. Like, give me an example of.
For a frontier, for customer like you,
Yeah.
it's just like website. But for our backend, we have a whole machine for our editors to use. It exactly look like this. Something like this.
Okay.
It's our in-house portal calling all over the world stuff and computer generating the title and break down the title into different features and our data analytic stuff. Yeah.
Okay. And how would you charge for this?
We actually charge the advertising, you know. It's more like a campaign stuff. Because now we just have article team. Our money, our charge cannot be go very high, but still reasonable. It's just like if they buy a concept, for example, like the last campaign yesterday we signed off, they pay us 120K, and we help them to issue 12 articles. So it's more like 10K for one article already. It's like printing money for us now already. If we get, but we are still very small right now. We can become much bigger a few months later. But later on, if we get the video team, just like BuzzFeed, the video content will be much more expensive, and the marketers out there, they are more willing to pay. Yeah.
So you help companies run campaigns. So you mentioned advertorials.
Exactly.
Earlier.
Editorial and we help them to create the content based on all our data analytics.
So does that mean your team has to be? You have to have a focus on content managers?
We will have a creative team. We call it. It's more like advertising industry. They have a creative team to help the clients to generate the content. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, congratulations on selling Clipper. So that's a big win for you. In terms of I also agree, it's a great presentation because I definitely agree, content is nothing unless you can spread it out. So you can give shit content, but also the most important part is actually spreading it out. The problem I have with this or BuzzFeed is it was all the hype when it came out like 1 or 2 years ago. And people were falling for the trap of, hey, I'm reading this article, but it's actually an advertisement and an advertisement. And people are getting more and more savvy in terms of what exactly am I looking at right now, because there are pop-ups, there are different things coming along here. How would you tackle it? Because we're talking about creating content around here. Seriously, if you are, the second thing will be, these things are very culturally tied, which means that the same kind of a blogger or the content creative team, blogger team that you have does not apply to Taiwan, or does not apply to China. So of course that will mean that you have different investments coming along here. And of course, like Jin said, these things in China, they have huge teams of blogger farms in China already. So, but then again, in a way, it really goes back to how do you actually later on define yourself in terms of, hey, I do have proprietary technology. Do you have any proprietary technology behind it, or you're just having like a set of bloggers working on the content only?
No, we have our proprietary technology here, from calling the content, the right content to the right people, and our data technology and our data analytics. To your second question, I agree with you that different cultures, apply different areas. So for us, how we do a lot of A/B testing. Different brokers in our team, they just follow the instruction from our computer to ask them to generate, okay, try this, try this, try this. If this works, it's fine. Because if it doesn't work, it will completely lock down in our data. Then next broker, they will know which one go viral, which one won't go viral. It's just a trial and error game. If we expand into other countries, China or other Southeast Asia, to us, it's just something like numbers. Try one doesn't work, and number two doesn't work, number three. Yeah.
Well, the good thing is companies like yourself, if you have a good higher success rate, which I'm seeing is pretty impressive already, if you're talking about just Hong Kong, you always get the kind of revenue from the brands coming in. And of course, I can refer you to some of the brands, and I personally would like to try it out as well. Of course, if you're talking in terms of investment-wise, what kind of money are you asking for right now?
We are planning to raise a seed round next year, 1.5 million US dollar.
Okay, and the numbers are used for
hiring people for video team and expanding, and also investing into our machine learning system again.
Okay. Yeah, the only thing I can say right now is, well, I have to test it out and see how it goes. But of course, in terms of innovation or creativity, that really depends on how your machine learning, the algorithm behind that you have is very different from BuzzFeed. Because if you go to Taiwan, because BuzzFeed's very strong over there, that's something you have to be very, very careful as well.
No, BuzzFeed, that one on Taiwan is BuzzHand.
Oh yeah, BuzzHand.
It's a content farm there actually.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan. I would like to invite our investor to give a 1-minute talk answer, please.
Thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here at Pitch Perfect. I want to say a big thank you to Desmond for really being passionate and helping to set this up, and for constantly twisting my arm about doing the event here. But really, it's my pleasure to host the event. I'm the partner for business development at KPMG. I work with a lot of multinationals, but increasingly, one of the jobs that I have is I am part of our high growth tech and innovation team at KPMG. We set this up probably about 18 months ago, really looking at this new wave of entrepreneurship and how we can work with this new generation of entrepreneur. I just wanted to give you perhaps maybe a few key pointers that I look for when I go and meet entrepreneurs, when we work with entrepreneurs. The first key pointer that I think is very, very important for all of us, we saw a number of presentations so far today. The point number one for me is when you get up and you stand up in front of an audience, why are you here? And you've got to communicate that very, very clearly. I want to hear, why are you standing in front of me? You've got to be able to introduce yourself, and what is it, the role that you play? So what's your role in this new venture? I didn't hear a lot of that today. Number two, know who you are presenting to. I think that's very important. I also want to just pick up on Derek's key point, is that looks do matter. Now, Monday to Friday, you will find me in front of you wearing a suit. Today is, of course, a free day, so I'm casual, right? Very casual. But for me, as an investor, the image, first impressions count. So please, please, to all my young entrepreneurs out there, remember those first impressions count a lot. Number 3 is when you're standing in front of people, you absolutely need to make an impact, right? You've got to make an impact. There's a lot of other people out there that are ready and willing to make that impact. Number 4, very simple, but something that I don't see too often, and that is practice makes perfect. Okay, I stand, if necessary, in front of the mirror to practice. If I'm making a presentation to my boss or to a potential client, practice makes perfect. Now, I have a number of team members, a couple of them are here today. If you ask my team, so Gary, you're there, right, you're in the back. Gary's one of my younger team. Gary, come here, because Gary's part of our high growth tech and innovation team. Gary will tell you, I suffer from ADD, right? I suffer from that attention deficit disorder, right? Gary will tell me something, and after about 30 seconds, my mind has gone. It's in a different place, a different zone. Presentations are the same, right? You've got to make an impact early on, very, very quickly, right at the beginning, otherwise I turn off. And I've seen a lot of presentations, I'm not talking about today in general, but I've seen a lot of presentations where the guys don't have that elevator pitch. They don't have that 30-second, 60-second, really, really impactful first minute in terms of their presentations. Also, just want to pick up on what Derek said, because I'm a big believer, if you're standing in front of me, it's because you have self-belief, right? Guys like Ryan, I can see they're oozing self-belief, right? The guys that we saw today, generally, they had that self-belief and they were passionate. Derek talked about that passion. We want to see that passion in your eyes, right? That is really, really important, I think, for investors, for all of us. You've also got to be able to tell a story. And again, I think Jing and Derek and Desmond, that is a key message. You've got to tell a story, you've got to be authentic. Early on, when I first came to Hong Kong 20 plus years ago, I joined a Toastmasters club, okay? Has anyone heard of Toastmasters? Okay, so that is a brilliant institution, Toastmasters.org, but seriously, check it out, because you know, I've also had some of my younger team members to go and join Toastmasters and improve their public speaking skills, right? That's important. Be authentic. I think that's very, very important. Do your homework, right? There is a lot of data out there. Please do your homework. In 2013, more data in 1 year was collected than in the previous 5,000 years. That tells me that there is a lot of data out there. Do your homework. When you're presenting, make sure you're presenting the facts. Also, talking about your competitor analysis. It is not good enough to give me a slide just saying, oh, well, yeah, this is the competitor analysis. Who are your competitors? Have you really understood your market? So that's really important. Build your networks. And for those young entrepreneurs, find yourselves good mentors. I think that's also something that we often see. And perhaps in Hong Kong, we don't have enough good mentors. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, we have 4